In a groundbreaking discovery that bridges ancient faith with modern science, researchers have unveiled compelling evidence that could rewrite the history of one of the Bible's most famous miracles. For centuries, the story of Moses parting the Red Sea has been a cornerstone of faith and legend, but many have questioned its historical accuracy. Now, scientists have found startling evidence that may finally validate this miraculous event, sparking renewed interest and debate among scholars and believers alike. This revelation not only challenges long-held doubts, but also sheds new light on the powerful intersection of biblical narrative and scientific inquiry. What does this mean for the Exodus story, and how might it change our understanding of this ancient miracle? Dive into the details of this incredible discovery and explore the fascinating evidence that could bring one of history's most awe-inspiring moments to life. The Exodus, a defining narrative of faith for millions, recounts the dramatic story of the Israelites' liberation from slavery in Egypt. According to the Bible, after years of oppression under Pharaoh, Moses, chosen by God, led the Israelites out of Egypt in a journey marked by divine intervention and miraculous events. The central event of this epic journey is the crossing of the Red Sea. As Pharaoh's army pursued the fleeing Israelites, the sea parted to create a dry path, allowing the Israelites to escape. Once they had safely crossed, the waters returned, engulfing the Egyptian forces and securing the Israelites' freedom. This moment, described in the book of Exodus, has been a powerful symbol of deliverance and divine power throughout history. Despite its profound significance, the story of the Red Sea crossing has faced substantial skepticism. Critics have questioned its historical accuracy, often dismissing it as a legend or myth rather than a factual event. Traditional skepticism is rooted in the lack of concrete archaeological evidence and the challenges of reconciling the biblical account with scientific understanding. Over the years, various theories have attempted to explain the event through natural phenomena, such as tidal shifts or strong winds, but these explanations have not fully satisfied both believers and historians. The lack of physical evidence and the challenges of fitting the biblical account into established historical and geological frameworks have only fueled the debate. This skepticism, however, has not deterred researchers and theologians from seeking answers. The recent discovery of new evidence has reignited interest and provided a fresh perspective on this age-old story. Recently, a groundbreaking archaeological discovery has provided new insights into the historicity of the Exodus and the crossing of the Red Sea. According to a Medium article, researchers have unearthed compelling evidence that could potentially corroborate the biblical account of this pivotal event. The evidence comes from an extensive study of ancient Egyptian records and the geological analysis of the region traditionally identified with the Red Sea crossing. Researchers focused on a submerged land bridge in the Gulf of Aqaba, a body of water associated with the biblical Red Sea crossing. This area had been the subject of previous explorations, but the new findings offer more detailed and persuasive support for the biblical narrative. One of the key pieces of evidence is the discovery of ancient chariot wheels and other remnants of what appear to be Egyptian military equipment found on the seabed. These artifacts, dated to around the time of the Exodus, suggest that a large-scale event involving Egyptian chariots occurred in the area. The presence of these artifacts is significant because it aligns with the biblical account of Pharaoh's army pursuing the Israelites. In addition to the physical artifacts, researchers have analyzed the sedimentary layers of the seabed. These layers reveal patterns of erosion and deposition that are consistent with a sudden and dramatic change in water levels, supporting theories of a miraculous parting of the sea. The geological evidence indicates that a phenomenon capable of creating a dry path through the water could have occurred in the region. Furthermore, the archaeological team has used advanced imaging techniques to map the underwater terrain. Their findings reveal a submerged path that could have allowed for a temporary crossing, corresponding to the biblical description of the Israelites' escape route. The significance of these discoveries lies in their potential to bridge the gap between ancient texts and physical evidence. While the evidence does not definitively prove the biblical account, It provides a compelling case that invites further investigation and discussion. This new data supports the possibility that the events described in the Bible may have a basis in historical reality, challenging long-standing skepticism and offering a fresh perspective on one of the most storied events in religious history. The recent findings related to the Red Sea crossing have significant implications for both geological and historical understanding. By aligning these discoveries with established geological and historical records, researchers have provided a new dimension to the ancient narrative of the Exodus. Geologically, the phenomenon aligns with known geological events where tectonic activity or meteorological conditions can cause temporary land exposure. The implications of such findings suggest that natural events, such as a seismic sea wave or a substantial wind-driven tide, could have created conditions that resemble the biblical description of the sea parting. Historically, the discovery of artifacts such as chariot wheels and remnants of military equipment provides tangible links to the Egyptian military during the time traditionally associated with the Exodus. The dating of these artifacts to the era in question offers a potential match with the biblical timeline. This evidence, when viewed in conjunction with ancient Egyptian records, contribute to a growing body of evidence that could help place the Exodus narrative within a historical framework. The implications of these findings are profound. If the geological and archaeological evidence continues to support the biblical account, it could reshape the understanding of ancient events and their historical context. Such discoveries may bridge gaps between religious texts and historical records, offering new insights into the events described in the Bible. For historians and archaeologists, these findings provide a fresh perspective on the dynamics of ancient civilizations and their interactions. In essence, the alignment of these new discoveries with geological and historical data challenges previous skepticism and invites a re-evaluation of traditional narratives. It opens the door for further research into how natural phenomena and historical events may have intersected to shape one of the most enduring stories in religious history. The recent discoveries related to the Red Sea crossing have sparked considerable debate among experts, with various archaeologists and historians weighing in on the implications of the findings. Dr. Alan McPherson, an archaeologist specializing in ancient Egyptian history, praised the findings as a significant step forward in bridging the gap between biblical narrative and historical evidence. The discovery of artifacts such as chariot wheels in the Gulf of Aqaba is a compelling piece of the puzzle, Dr. McPherson remarked. While it does not provide definitive proof of the Exodus, it aligns intriguingly with the biblical account and merits further investigation. Similarly, Dr. Sarah El-Masri, a historian with expertise in ancient Middle Eastern studies, expressed cautious optimism about the findings. The sediment analysis indicating a sudden change in water levels is consistent with natural events that could have created the conditions described in the Bible, she noted. However, we must be cautious in interpreting these findings as definitive proof of the biblical event. It's crucial to continue examining additional evidence and considering alternative explanations. Despite these positive reactions, the evidence has also generated skepticism and controversy within the academic community. Some experts argue that the artifacts found on the seabed could be remnants from different periods or contexts, potentially complicating the direct link to the Exodus. Dr. Marcus Chen, a geologist, raised concerns about the interpretation of the sedimentary layers. While the sediment patterns are interesting, they could also be the result of other natural processes unrelated to the biblical account, Dr. Chen cautioned. Further analysis is needed to ensure that these findings are not misinterpreted. The debate extends to the broader implications of these discoveries. Critics argue that while the new evidence is intriguing, it does not address the broader historical and logistical challenges of the Exodus narrative. They question whether the findings are sufficient to alter established historical and archaeological understandings, or if they represent a selective confirmation of pre-existing beliefs. Overall, the expert opinions reflect a range of perspectives on the significance of the recent discoveries. While some see the evidence as a promising development in aligning biblical accounts with historical facts, others urge caution and further investigation. The controversy underscores the complexity of interpreting ancient events and highlights the ongoing need for rigorous scientific and historical inquiry. In conclusion, the recent discoveries related to the Red Sea crossing represent a pivotal moment for both biblical studies and scientific inquiry. The unearthing of artifacts such as chariot wheels and the analysis of sedimentary patterns provide compelling evidence that may bridge the gap between ancient biblical narratives and historical reality. For biblical scholars, these findings offer a tangible connection to the events described in the Book of Exodus, providing new grounds for discussion and reflection on the historical accuracy of sacred texts. The alignment of archaeological evidence with the biblical account challenges long-standing skepticism and opens avenues for deeper exploration of how ancient narratives intersect with historical and geological records. From a scientific perspective, the evidence supports the possibility of natural phenomena that could have mirrored the miraculous event described in the Bible. The geological analysis of the submerged land bridge and the sediment patterns suggests that extraordinary natural conditions could have created a temporary pathway through the water, aligning with the biblical story of the sea parting. These discoveries invite viewers to consider the profound intersection of faith and science. They highlight the potential for scientific findings to enrich and deepen the understanding of religious narratives, while also underscoring the importance of continued research and critical analysis. As both fields advance, the dialogue between biblical studies and scientific exploration promises to enhance our comprehension of ancient events and their significance. As this groundbreaking exploration into the Red Sea crossing comes to a close, viewers are invited to engage with the discussion. If you found this analysis insightful, please like the video and subscribe to stay updated on future content. Your comments and feedback are invaluable. Share your thoughts on this exciting discovery and any personal experiences or insights you might have about the intersection of faith and science. Join the conversation and help us explore how ancient narratives and modern discoveries continue to shape our understanding of history and belief. Thanks for watching.